You know, if you don't get your ass whooped, it might as well be by naked Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what would you say once you got to prison, though? Like, yeah, man, I got beat up by this chick with no nipples. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
Oh shit! They'd be like, "That's hot as hell." In fact, I'll be instigating her more. I'd be like, "Is that all you got, you nippleless hoe?" You know?
Yeah, but once I got to prison, I'd be like, man, it was this giant robot.
Yeah, they were titties, but they were robot titties that got beat up by. Hey, let me ask you something, man. You're the little brother. Now, you're very young. You like anime? No. You don't? Okay. Well, get the fuck out of here.
You might as well leave.
Okay. So you never heard of the Ghost in the Shell? No, I didn't hear. Oh, well, let me educate you, my young lad over here. Yeah, let me teach you about the animes right there. Now, here's the thing. Why you bring this boy here with his ignorant ass? You know, I know this boy should know something. See, I gotta school another one right here in the world of the animations. Now, here's the thing. I love anime. A lot of people don't know that. I don't get to catch up with it a whole lot, but one of my favorite things from back in the day that I discovered in the early 90s, and I still don't know a whole lot about it, but it's one of my favorite animes. Seen a whole lot of it is the Ghost in the Shell. The manga came out in 1989, and then soon after that, in the early 90s, that's when we got the movies. I've seen a couple of the movies, watched the whole series, at least a couple of them. You telling me there's a lot more out there?
There's tons. A gang of stuff out there. There's 2 movies, or technically 4 movies. There's 3 TV series. Yeah, so you have Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, and then Standalone Complex Second Gig, and then you have the movie, and then you have Solid State Society, then you have the Laughing Man, then you have this 11 individual.
You
11.
got Ghost in the Shell pasta. You got all that stuff right there, man.
It's like Law and Order.
Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of is.
Ghost in the Shell SUV, SVU. Oh, why not an SUV? Ghost in the SUV. You got all that good stuff out there. And here's the thing about it. For all these years that I've seen the anime, it's been great. It's been cool. And one thing I love about future anime, I was like, man, that's the future I want. I love to live there, man. I want to see all that. Shit. No, man. Here's the thing about anime. You put that shit in live action, it's a whole different thing.
You have to remember it.
Now, here's the thing. You saw a little glimpse there of how they kind of kept with that anime style. And that's important because, see, here's the thing about it. I thought future anime was cool. 'Cause I'm a big fan of Akira. I said, I want to live in Neo-Tokyo. I want to live, this is like the current Tokyo if you look at it right now.
That was the big thing with Ghost in the Shell. It was like everybody who was jonesing for another Akira. It's like, well, look, this is the closest thing we're going to get, so let's go with it.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes sense, kind of. So the thing with this is that once you see all this shit in live action, it's a totally different thing. This shit will make you say, oh, hell no. No, to be a cyborg, this shit tells you, no, you don't really want to do that to yourself. You know, what this is right here is that we have Scarlett Johansson, who died and was brought back. Some people say, oh, she's a cool ass cyborg. Some other people say, no, fuck that, she a weapon. She'll whoop your ass.
Oh yeah.
Some people say, well, how come we can't have both? You know, in this. But with her, everything's cool. She's got this cool cyborg body. She can do cool anime things. She just can't remember shit too well. Mine is full of glitches. She thinks she knows something, and then all of a sudden it gets blurry and gets all pixelated. And so, what she at one time assumed was this great job, this life that she has, turns out it's all a lie. As it is with most cyborgs these days. And she's every cyborg all of a sudden realizes, oh, it wasn't.
If you like lying, go find a cyborg.
Yeah. If you got a mechanical arm, a leg or something, your life is a lie. You know? But my parents, you didn't have no good fucking parents. No. You were never white. You were always black. So, you know? But with this, everybody's also complaining about this being PG-13 because the anime is kind of hardcore. And I think the anime even is the equivalent of rated R. And some people talking about PG-13. I don't want to see all that PG-13 shit. And you know something? I get it because it is so PG-13 that they gave you a naked Scarlett Johansson with no nipples on it. You know, That's like giving a starving man a can of food with no can opener, you know,
Or just giving him gum. Here you go.
Yeah. We were so close. You know?
Man, I had my dick out and everything.
Everything. See them breasts so smooth right there, you know. That's how PG-13 it is. But they say we got to make that PG-13 money too. We got to get that money out them horny 13-year-old boys out there because they love this kind of stuff. You know, they geeky enough for this. And this being PG-13, don't let it bother you too much because one of the things I can say, if you're a geek, anime geek like myself, and you really do love the detail that's featured in anime, I can say this, if nothing else, I can say that they went out the way to be as faithful to this anime visually as they can. There are videos all over the internet where they're doing side-by-side comparisons of the anime along with the live-action movie. And a lot of these things are done just from the trailer. So people looking at this and they're saying, you know what? If nothing else, I can appreciate the fact that not just faithful, but obsessive over it.
I don't know. No nipples.
Well, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that was taken off. I'm not gonna blame them. Damn, they shit.
They really focus on the nipples.
Man,
too.
she had
that nipple is hard.
She had perky nipples too. That
Is she a robot? What you expect him to be? Probably cut diamonds with them things.
She a robot, but that water still hit that ass real cold, right?
It's cold.
I mean, and them nipples were the first thing to come out that water.
Exactly. Yeah, they came out a whole scene before she did.
Yeah, the art direction was one of the first things I'm sure they paid attention to. I mean, this director must have been a pain in the ass to work with because he was probably over these people's shoulder. You know what?
No, not like that.
That hair was not right there. They're like, God, man, ain't nobody gonna notice it. I notice it. You know, and
if I notice it, they'll know.
And these geeks will fucking notice it. And I'm not getting no tweets and death threats over this shit. Take it out.
Where's the nipples? I'll kill you. Whoa.
Except for the nipples, get rid of them. But yeah, painstakingly went through and looked at this, and you know, with this being faithful and look, I love that. I love that about it. But it also showed me just how horrifying future anime would look in real life. The whole thing with this world is that it is full of these weird robots, all these cyborgs and these humans with these mechanical parts, these cybernetic implants that people have and appendages, and also just how dark this world is, man. I mean, this is horrifying to look at in a way. I mean, it's like if they could place a horror movie within this kind of setting, I think that'd be amazing.
Well, yeah, it's horrible because and dark because the sun never shines, and there's a sad cello playing in the background constantly.
Oh, and another thing they got
Those
is
are just traffic lights.
Oh yeah,
Chill.
and occasionally, like you get an anime, you get that one woman.
Oh yeah, the chanting.
Yeah, then you got the dude. You know, it's it is.
Every scene.
Yeah.
You going to make a peanut butter sandwich? Oh, I feel dread spreading this peanut butter.
It's like the dude came in and lost his sheet music and only just played that one note. It's artistic, man. But you know, this is these freaky images that they have in here. It's one of the first things that they throw at you when the movie starts, and it's really more weird when it's confusing. When they throw you in there, you don't know what's going on, and they're just throwing one weird or freakish image after another to you. And that's what they do in the beginning of the movie, because one of the things I can also say about the movie too that's very good is that it starts out quick. They go right into the action. The movie starts out with a heist being done over the internet when there's a terrorist out there controlling robots. It's one of the coolest things that I've seen, but it's also one of the oddest action scenes that I've been able to observe.
And now,
Man, some Three Stooges shit going on. I suspect robot birds building.
She's like, no.
Never complain about her sake porn.
Help me. Please, don't let me die.
Who sent you?
Like, why the fuck would you have that in your house? You know what I mean? It's like I can understand that's your security or something, but that's a geisha bot for those who are listening. She's serving tea.
Yeah.
Why would you? I know that you don't make them too appealing, so nobody will try to fuck it. But
No, they say this is a companion bot, so this robot has been had sex with multiple times.
okay, you go ahead and stick your dick in there and get it lost all in the gears and shit.
Get it chewed up.
Yeah, you can go in, but it ain't coming out.
Like an escalator. No.
It was worth it. That's a geisha bot. It is there to serve tea. Why is there a function in there to make it like do some exorcist shit like crab walk up a wall and shit? Like, why does it do that? Except to freak you the fuck out, which the movie does a great job at doing. You think the cybernetically enhanced people are weird, and they are. They are. The robots are really bad too, but it's the humans, for me, that really nail home how this is technology out of control here.
Well, sure, it's showing just how far they're willing to go with the splicing of computer parts to humans.
Like, I can understand having a cool robot arm or leg or something, or a robo dick or something.
Sure, if you lost one.
Yeah, if you lost one, or if it does something just really badass. But once you start having half a metal face, the shit just gets gross. Michael Pitt plays. I'm not going to reveal too much about his character, but he plays a guy who his cybernetics have gotten out of control, where he can't even walk without it hurt. He can't even talk without it hurting. In fact, whenever he tries to talk, he can't say a word without remixing his own sentences and shit. How you doing? And people are like, you got DJ in your fucking mouth?
I went to Wendy's. I wanted a double stack.
Whoa. Well, plus he had auto-tune going on.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Is Skrillex in your mouth, man? Talk.
It was a trap remix.
But to watch him, it just hurts. It hurts to see. That's one of the things I loved about this series, where you say it's the splicing gone out of control. People just go to back alleys and they get these things done, and it doesn't look romantic. It doesn't look cool. Doesn't look sexy. It looks horrifying.
Yeah, yo, man, you got them new eyes.
You got the new shit. You got my nose, man. People are selling parts like drugs on the street.
7.
Again, for the fans of the anime out there, I don't know if you noticed, but some of those characters look like those side characters in the anime.
Saito shows up. He's got the eye patch. Bato is there. He obviously, you see him in the trailer with his little eyes.
Yeah.
And you have some of the other characters that pop up here. You'll notice them. You're like, oh, well, that's supposed to be this person, because they change them up just a little bit, but a lot of the characters that you'll recognize visually immediately.
And I think that's cool what they did with the casting, because the person who plays Batu, for those Bato, who knows anime, he's the guy with he got them dollars, those pennies, silver dollars on his eyes. That's played by Pilo Bastek. You probably seen him on Game of Thrones. But I didn't like the casting at first, but they do a pretty decent job at getting the live action actors to represent the animated counterparts pretty well.
There's one where every picture I see of him where he's not that character, I go like, no way I would have cast him. But I thought he worked out perfectly in the movie.
One of the things that I didn't really like about this is that they concentrate so much on the look of the characters. There's not a whole lot of story development there.
There's zero.
This is my biggest problem with this movie is with Ghost in the Shell, with this property by itself, whether you're looking at the manga, the anime, or the TV series, it's a really smart show. Like it's a whole bunch, it's a crime drama, government drama, action, there's psychological and philosophical stuff going on. But in this one, they just threw all that shit out the window. It was like, all right, we're just gonna make this an amnesia origin story.
It lacks the most important thing it needs, which is character and a reason to care about what you're seeing. I mean, I'm watching all this go through the motions, but I'm like, well, I don't know you. I'm not attached to this story. It's nice you're shooting them up. I'm sure things are going to work out fine. I kind of seen this story before.
And I I give them credit for trying. They try with one character, and that's the character of Major, played by Scarlett Johansson, because she is the central character, and they try to bring in this whole thing of her starting to realize that her past is not a past, of her trying to, I like, it's been done better. That theme's been done better over a million times by the things. They're trying though, and they in some parts they do. Some things I don't think they take advantage of too well, like her ability to hack to her old memories, into other things' memories, which are all leading to her realizing that her life has been one big deception. You're like, holy shit, I just dreamed I was in the world's biggest gangbang right now.
Put me back in.
Yeah, I was about to set a record. Put me back in there. A million black dicks all over my face. Help me. But you know, the effects were kind of cool with that. I thought that they were trying to, at first, initially, that they were going to use that to explore some deeper issues where they don't play around with some of the things that they do here, but they really don't. And one of the reasons why is because, in addition to being so distracted by their own visuals in the film, in my opinion, they are also distracted by the action that they put in there. And granted, the action in this is really cool, and I don't mind it. It's just a lot of it that they feel like they have a choice. We can either, because the anime really is deep, and anime takes whole seasons to tell you things.
Yeah, like I said earlier, with the anime, there's a plot line behind it where it's okay, we have to figure out what's going on, but in certain episodes they just abandon that plot line and have fun with it.
But I will say that when it does follow the anime with action, because when they follow animation itself, where it's more creative, the fights and the action is really cool when it is influenced by the source material. You know, if you don't get your ass whooped, it might as well be by a naked Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what would you say once you got to prison, though? Like, yeah, man, I got beat up by this chick with no nipples. It's like, what? Like,
oh, shit. They'd be like, that's hot as hell. In fact, I'll be instigating her more. I'd be like, is that all you got, you nippleless hoe? You know?
Yeah, but once I got to prison, I'd be like, man, it was this giant robot.
Yeah, they were titties, but they were robot titties that got beat up by. I like this movie, I think, more than what people are giving it credit for, because, yeah, you can sit up here and say that there's hardly any story in it. You can sit up here and say that, you know, I don't feel like I was close to the characters, but sometimes with me, there's so much attention given to the art direction of something. And I understand that they don't have a whole lot of time to bring in. It's a project. I'm not saying no one can do it with the right writer. Yeah, it just seemed like they kind of rushed into it because they had a star, they had the property, they had a great effects department. They had to put this out there. I would have loved to have seen this be a smarter movie and maybe explore things in sequels as they go along. But I know that they just wanted to get to the point. And I can't forgive it for all the the story shortcomings, but you know, as much as I want to love this because I'm a big fan of this anime, I'm gonna have to admit that I'm disappointed too.
It's really disheartening to see where they have a lot of story shortcomings when they even have they take a lot of inspiration from not only the original anime but from the TV series and the manga.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go and give your rating.
Oh no, it really is a very, very, very beautiful movie. They do take a lot of scenes directly from the anime and the series and bring it into the live action movie itself. And there's even a part where they took lyrics from one of the songs that ends one of the shows and threw it into the movie. So you're like, Jesus Christ, like this dude was nerding out. What's the director? Rupert something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sanders.
Yeah, there you go.
That guy. It shows that he really is a big fan of this property. However, there are, like Korey said, there's a lot of shortcomings when it comes to the story. And to have that blueprint of Ghost in the Shell, it turns into a video game. I'll give it credit for this. It does have a lot of beautiful visuals, and you could tell the person who was behind this, their heart was in the right place. If you're a big fan of it, it's going to be difficult to tell you which way you'll go with it because you'll be impressed by the visuals, but you're going to be really upset by the story.
Yeah.
I would say for me, man, this is a rental. Okay. I think if you really want to see this on the big screen, you're more than welcome to go check it out. But I feel like you could wait for this to come out at home and then have fun watching that and then going back to the originals and seeing where they picked certain things out.
Yeah, and Martin, you like this anime too. In fact, you and I. Back in the day when we would go see these movies, when they used to release anime in theaters, you and I would be at the Dolby watching this kind of stuff all the time.
Man, I used to love that back then.
Yeah, big old grown ass nerding out over this shit.
Well, but back then, anime was new to us. It was new to America.
Yeah,
we were seeing this, and anime was coming to America at a time when American animation was in the pits. Like the best thing going at that time was the Brave Little Toaster. People praise that because there was nothing else. There was at least that was trying.
Yeah.
But this just feels like a copy of other stuff. I mean, sure, it's Ghost in the Shell, but it feels like it's pulling from all these other movies, and yet it's not learning the lesson those movies had, which was every movie I could name that this reminded me of all had a story that was memorable. The Matrix, Blade Runner, RoboCop, all these things. You're like, no, that really meant something to me. The visuals were secondary; they were cool, but it was what this meant to me as far as what it's doing. And yeah, Goodwin, you mentioned how, or I can't. Sorry, whichever one of you mentioned.
I'll just take credit for it.
Yeah, I think it was
me. Yes.
How about how it assumes that you know these characters, and you don't. The only thing that will stay with me is that through the whitewashing controversy, I was probably less harsh on it because I was like, well, they're doing it for financial reasons. The Japanese are like, what are y'all tripping about? We don't care. We make y'all's movies. They worked the whitewashing into this in a plot point in a way where I was like, okay, now you made it offensive. you took something that was like on the fence and just made it straight out like, wow, okay, I'm sorry, I was trying to be fair. No, fuck this.
Boy, I was gonna say this to the very end so that I wouldn't have to like get into it. I could keep race out of it so y'all could go about your way.
They make it an issue.
I tell you what, if you are Asian or if you anybody that was mad about this issue before, you gonna be hot.
Oh yeah.
It's at the very end. Like, you're not even thinking about it no more. And they go like, oh yeah, by the way, we did this. You're like, what?
For all you Asians who were talking about something, complaining, it's almost like the studio and the creator just said, fuck you at the end. Fuck your controversy.
Yeah, FUKYU.
Yeah, all you yellow people gonna be red after this shit.
For the most part, I give the movie, like Korey said, a rental. Just rent it and watch it there, because it's just not enough to make you get satisfied when you come out. But wow, that end.
I'm gonna tell you, Asians, y'all need to do something about this shit.
For real.
You need to get up and protest this shit. I'm telling you, because if this had been black folks, we would have burned these theaters down.
like Planet of the Apes 5. And the funny thing is, it's so at the end, it's almost like you're getting up to leave, and they go like, "Oh hey, before you go, here's this shit sandwich for you." Like, you motherfuckers.
Hey, listen, bottom line is, I'm probably the biggest defender of this movie right now, because I was reading reviews and I was talking about how, something, I think they tried so hard and respectfully tried so hard that I was ready to give this a matinee. And woo, boy, I'm so glad that y'all brought that up, because I thought I was going to be the asshole here, but what they did in the end, it has to be brought down a notch. It's some bullshit what they did.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I give that a fuck you really, but I'm gonna give the movie a rental. It's they do a lot of great things in here, but just don't live up to the potential of it. Oh, somebody said spoil it real quick. Everyone in the chat is saying spoil it. All right, something?
We can do that for you.
We can do that very easy. People, brace yourself right here, because out of all this talk about whitewashing, and everybody's like, we ain't whitewashing shit. Would y'all stop saying that? As soon as Scarlett Johansson starts to remember her past and investigate her past, she finds it leads her to this apartment.
You're leaving out something before that.
Oh, what was it?
Because the way it starts off, she's like, well, they ask, one of the big things in this movie is about consent. So like when somebody does an update or you got to do something, you have to give consent. So during the movie, she says they have to upgrade or repair something, and she says, my name is like Major Mira Johnson or something like that. And you're like, okay, but aren't you supposed to be Asian? And then that gets to the part where
it was an Asian name that she had, and so then she goes to this apartment complex, and this little old woman comes out and says, "Hey, come in and talk to me." And it just happens to be that the little old woman is Asian, and she tells Scarlett Johansson, "Why are you here? You know so much about me. You seem so familiar. You remind me of my dead daughter." Turns out that an Asian girl died. They took her brain and put it in a white body that looked like Scarlett Johansson. Yep. So they said they didn't whitewash. They literally white bodied this fucking chick right here.
Nah, put it in your body. Here we go. Now we can make a movie.
It is the ultimate whitewash.
And they did it twice. Because the other guy was Hideo Kuze, the Asian guy, her love interest. Because he was Japanese too. Yeah, Michael Pitt was Japanese.Is name was Hideo.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they whitewashed twice in this movie, people.
Yeah, you thought they just did it to the actresses. No, they literally did it to the characters within the movie. They did a plot point.
Yep. Two of the main characters.
It's like, oh, you complaining about whitewashing? You don't even know.
No, whitewashing would have been polite. They took a brain of an Asian chick and burned her fucking body and put it in a white girl.
White bleaching. That's what this was.
And then had her go see her Asian mama.
She was like, you look so familiar. How?
Yeah.
I recognize those eyes. Bitch, no, you don't.
When I say it out loud, I almost want to get this movie. Fuck you.
It took a lot for me to not go down to some old bullshit for this, man. Especially after that. Like,
No,
you
it
whitewashed
did.
2 characters in this.
Oh, it was even Scarlett Johansson shocked. She's like, really? Even she heard it from us. She's like, damn.
My name is Mira Johnson. No, your name is Mukoto Kusanagi. What? No.
And just to rub it in your face even more, she goes to see her body, her dead body with the name clearly written in Asian on the tombstone.
Yeah,
it was almost like saying, yeah, goodbye to all you fucking Asians complaining about this.
We can kill you too.
Right? We can do this to any one of you at any time.
Especially in this universe. Oh, fuck it, we're just going to all white people with the Asian brains.
Yeah. It's Chad talking about, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, man. If you have the opportunity to, make sure you go see this with a massive Asian audience. I would like to see their reaction.
Like what they were doing to black people in Get Out, yeah, they did it to Asians in this.
The real girl is in the sunken place.
She's down there. No. That little Japanese girl trying to get out. Scarlett Johansson's like, no.
Yeah, and Scarlett Johansson, there's a little Asian girl trying to get out of a square. Help me.
Sink. Damn it. See, that's why nobody took a picture of her in this movie.
And just like I said, they put it on the tombstone just in case you heard it, you thought you heard it wrong. They spelled it out for you. No, she is Asian.
Mutuko Kusanagi.
In a country where everybody drinks tea, so you'll always be locked in.
The chat is laughing their ass off, man. There's somebody said, I'm spent on this shit.
Go down to the last one that popped up. White people are fucked.
Yeah, we're not even trying to cap on white people.
It's
I'm just
not,
telling you,
no.
It's whoever put this
It was this movie. Believe me, this ain't just a group of people's fault. Besides people involved in this.
Somebody said, written in Asian, man, I can't do it. I'm telling you. I saw it, I couldn't believe it either. I was like, wow. I walked out and I was in disbelief a little bit.
My favorite part is at the end. Like usually, no matter how bad a movie is, people will clap. Like people were clapping in Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman. There were 2 people clapping in this movie. I'm like, these old struggle claps, y'all need to stop.
There's a couple of unsures, like,
is it done?
They were in the Klan. The people clapping, yes.
more of that.
So there you go, people. There's your spoiler right there. It didn't spoil shit for you. All right, the movie. You got to see that to believe it. But wait till it comes out.
The second you see, you're like, I know they didn't just do that. They doing this shit. Oh my God, no.
You almost want to say, look at the screen, and say, you got some fucking nerve, man.
That's the fact that they did it twice. That's what gets me. They had it once. They're like, all right, like it's fucked up. They did it 2 times. It's all right, y'all didn't give a shit.
Gamefly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. Gamefly's giving me an excuse to do that. And you can even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month. Just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. You know, if you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in Bridge 10, that's the word bridge, and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.